Hey beauties, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be playing in makeup, and I'm going to be using products that I've been loving all last year, whether that's a new launch or it's just an oldie but a goodie. All of these products that I used in today's video are products that I always reach for, especially when I'm feeling stuck and don't know what to do. You guys will be happy to know that majority of these products are actually in fact affordable and drugstore, which kind of surprised me low-key. I have definitely expanded my drugstore collection and I've been loving a lot more affordable products, which is always great. So I know you guys will enjoy this one. If you guys want all the details on today's look and want to see how I put this all together, then definitely keep on watching. Before we get started, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel, bell notification on. I do upload every Wednesday and Friday, although it has been a little here and there lately, but we're picking things back up and we're starting 2021 off strong. So you can definitely count on 2 videos every single week. You can also follow me on Instagram for additional content and just more day-to-day things over on there, so go ahead and give me a follow on there as well. Everything will be linked in the description box. Products will be listed as well. So with all of that, let's jump into today's video. Make sure you grab your makeup brushes or a snack, whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Let's go ahead and start with our eyeshadow. Of course, mine are primed and set. I just used my holy grail, which is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. You guys know I love this. I use it all the time. So I just went ahead and prepped and primed my lids. Now let's jump into shadow. So I have 2 different brands that I want to use in today's video for eyeshadow. First, starting with the Snap Shadow from Fenty Beauty. I'm going to go into the number 7 palette, and I really want to use this mustard shade right here. It's been my favorite to use. I like to just incorporate it with pretty much any look that I do. Well, not any look, but you guys get my drift. Mostly like for looks that are more so like my speed, when I'm not playing with like color like pink, purple, blue, stuff like that. When I'm using like browns and oranges, I think mustard is just a really nice accent color to use. So I'm just going to buff this into my crease just to start. So just a little bit of color for now. I can always add more as I continue. Now I'm going to take this e.l.f. Bite Size eyeshadow palette. This one is in Pumpkin Pie. So I'm going to take a little bit of this lighter brown shade first and maybe mix in a little bit of the darker brown, but let's just start with the lighter one first. And I'm going to put this in my crease and outer corner. I'm going to start by packing it on the outer corner first, and then I'm going to slowly blend it into the crease, but try to keep it below the yellow that we just put down. So I only used this lighter brown shadow right here. I did not end up mixing the 2, but now I think I'm going to take the darker brown in this palette, which is Pumpkin Pie, and I'm also going to use the Truffle palette from them as well and take the deep brown shade in this one as well and mix those 2 together to kind of give the outer corner a little bit more depth. And then we'll go back in with the mustard shadow, just because I feel like it's a little, I mean it's there, but I feel like I want to intensify it a little bit more. So let's dip into these 2 first. So now that I have that blended out a little bit, I'm gonna take the mustard shade again from the Fenty palette, and I'm gonna buff that on the crease area, like above the crease, and just really bring that color back to life. Now for the lid space in the front, so the first 1/3 or so, where we didn't put any shadow, I'm gonna place the shimmer shadow right here. It's a little bit more bronzy than this one, so I want to use this one, and I'm just gonna use a flat brush. I'm not gonna spray the brush down or anything, and I'm just gonna press this on. I think this shadow is like really pretty by itself, but if you wanted it to be a lot more vibrant, you absolutely could just spray your brush down. There's really no harm in that. So that works for me. And then I'm gonna take a smaller brush. This is the M507, and I'm just gonna take the dark brown just to mix and blend the shimmer with the matte so it looks seamless. I'm just using a light hand to do this as well. Then to just kind of finish everything off, I'm going to pop on a little bit of this. This is from e.l.f. as well. This is their liquid eyeshadow. And this one is in copper, or copper pop, excuse me. So I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm not going to go directly on top of my lid with the little wand. I like to put it on my hand first. And then I will take a flat brush and just press it on there. This just gives everything a little bit more of a sparkle. It just makes it more glitz and glam, if you know what I mean. This definitely reminds me of the Stila liquid shadows. It definitely gives that type of vibe. All right, you guys, so my lashes are on. Now let's go ahead and prep the skin with a little bit of primer. I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer. This I have been obsessed with. It really blurs the pores. It's very smoothing. It doesn't feel silicone-y. I believe it's actually silicone free, which is great. It honestly just feels like a moisturizer. And as you blend it in, you kind of feel that pore feeling sensation, but overall a great primer. And I'm just going to stick this right here in the center, and I'm only going to go in with this one today because I feel like it's all I really need. Honestly, I think I did pretty well with my skincare this morning, so I don't feel the need to put on a secondary primer. So now that that is all pressed in and whatnot, let's jump into foundation. So I've been loving the Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation. This has been a favorite between this and the NARS, but I pulled this one to use today because I feel like it matches me the best shade wise, and my neck is kind of exposed, even though you guys can't really see, but my neck is out, so I wanted to use a foundation that matched me the best, and this one was it for me. But I do like the soft matte from NARS, but again, right now this one just matches me better, and it's affordable, so I'm sure you guys can appreciate that. And then I'm just going to take the sponge and just start to blend it in. The coverage on this foundation is just so great, and it feels lightweight, so it doesn't feel heavy. I'm definitely all about the minimal makeup these days. Don't want nothing too heavy on my skin, and I'm okay with like a little less than full coverage. However, if you wanted to, you could build up this foundation and put on a second layer just to get something a little bit more buildable and full if that's the look you were going for. But truthfully, one pump of this foundation does, you know, my face justice, and I like it. So now that we have that all blended out, let's move on to concealer. There are a couple of different concealers that I've been loving lately. Dose of Colors, NARS Natural Radiant is a favorite of mine, but today I pulled out two different ones because I'm unsure if I'm going to use both or just one. This one is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, the original one, so therefore it sets down matte. And then this one is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover. Both of these are kind of dupes for the Tarte Shape Tape, which I have not used in God knows how long. But I think I'm going to start with the e.l.f. and then if I feel like I need a little bit of a lighter concealer, then I'll just add a little bit of the CoverGirl because that one is pretty light. The not NARS, the e.l.f. concealer that I'm using is in Tan Sand, and I'm just gonna pop that here and here. I've been very minimal with my concealer these days as well, not putting too much on. It's just kind of like whatever I'm in the mood for, honestly. And then I think this will be okay, truthfully, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start blending it out with my sponge. I think that's good. So before I move on to setting my face, I'm actually gonna cream contour, and I've been loving the Milani concealer to cream contour, but today I'm just gonna use the Huda Beauty Tantour because I do like this one as well. This one I like to use for more of like a natural contoured look, and then the Milani is a lot more intense. Although I did notice that if I use just a little bit less product, I can get more of like a natural look with it, but we're just gonna stick with this for today. So with this product, I do like to use a brush. So I can't find the one that I really like to use, so I'm just going to use this flat foundation brush just to initially apply it, and then I will just go ahead and tap on top of it with the sponge. But the brush that I was going to use was the one from Sephora, the number 47. It's actually a foundation brush, but I like to use it for cream contour. I'm just gonna place this lightly, and I'm actually hitting pan in this almost, you guys. Look at that. Oh man, that's crazy. So I do use this product quite often. Don't let my videos fool you. I do use it a lot off camera. So to set everything down, I'm gonna use two different powders. I'm gonna first use this one from Mercier. This is their translucent honey powder, and I'm going to use this just to set my T-zone and underneath my eyes. And then of course I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to take that powder and just press it on the remainder of my face. Both of these powders together would just really help to lock down the makeup and help ensure that it lasts throughout the day, or at least for about 7 to 8 hours. All right, now to set all of those powders down, we got to spray it down, and I'm going to use my Holy Grail. This is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. And I'm going to spritz my face with this. So really quickly, I do want to finish the lower lash line. I'm going to grab the Pumpkin Pie palette, and I'm going to take a mixture of both brown shades to start. And I'm going to buff those on the lower part of my lash line and bring it all the way across. I'm only going to do just like a little bit. I don't want it to be too dark and vampy. So I'm just gonna do one coat basically. And then finally, as a last step, I'm going to take the mustard shadow yet again. And I'm gonna make sure I get a good amount of this because I wanna do two things. Number one, I do wanna pop it right here in the inner corner. Instead of a highlight, we're gonna do yellow. And then I'm also going to smudge that on the lower lash line as well. Now my waterline color should come as no surprise. I'm going to use the LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner, but I use it for my eyeliner, and this is a nude. So today's bronzer and highlight are both going to be coming from the same palette. This is the Physicians Formula in Whaley collection. So I'm going to use this for bronzer, and I'm going to use this one over here for highlight. I like to mix the two of these, and then again, that's going to be the highlight color. So let's apply bronzer first. Before I go ahead and use that highlight from the same palette, I'm going to use this blush right here from e.l.f. This is their primer infused blush in Always Cheeky, and I think I'm just going to take that same bronzer brush. I mean, why not? And just pop that on the high points of my cheek. So before we go ahead with our lip color, I'm going to spray my face down once more just because I really want to lock everything in. So to close out with our lip choice, I am going to line my lips and fill them in slightly using the Milani Understatement Lip Liner. It is in the shade 170, Saucy Toffee. And then I'm going to apply just a little bit of the Fenty Beauty lipstick in I Quit. And then right in the center of that, I am going to put the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick in 844, which is Sweet Tooth. Alright beauties, so this is everything finished and complete. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I am going to close out today's video rather quickly. I don't really have much to say other than I have been enjoying and loving each and every product that I used in today's video. I don't necessarily use them all together at once like I did today, and I definitely haven't been wearing too much of like a full beat. So I try to keep it very light today, although we do look a lot more glam than what I normally look like on a daily. But all is good. I feel good. Everything looks great in my opinion. Let me know your favorite product that I used in today's video down in the comment section down below. Let's have a conversation. But with all of that, I am going to close out today's video here. I love you guys. I hope you're staying safe, and I will catch you all in my next upload.